Hello everyone, so in this video we are going to learn about event loops in JavaScript. As this is my first video on YouTube, a little bit about myself. My name is Ruhani Makhija. I'm currently working as a software developer at Myntra, specializing in front-end development. Over the years, I have gained my skills in JavaScript, React.js, and React Native. That's not all. I also have 3 years of teaching experience. Back in college, I used to work part-time as a coding instructor, and that's exactly my aim is with this channel to walk you step by step through everything you need to learn in front-end development. So let's start the video. So we say that JavaScript can handle multiple tasks at a time, but we also say that JavaScript is a single-threaded language. Single-threaded language means it can execute one command at a time. So why we are saying these two contrasting statements together? So we need to understand this to understand event loops. To understand event loops, we need to have good understanding of call stack, web APIs, task queue, MicroTask queue. So let's first deep dive into that, and then eventually we will learn about event loops. I'll now create a diagram and I will explain you how the flow works, how any JavaScript code executes. So let's get into it. So initially we will have a JavaScript engine. So let's say this is our JavaScript engine, and inside this we have a call stack. So we say that JavaScript is a single threaded language. It means in JavaScript one command executes at a time. So if that command is not executed, the next one cannot execute if the first is not finished. That means single threaded. So the single threaded, all the operations happen into the call stack. So this is the single purpose of call stack. Now next we have something called web APIs. So web APIs, what are web APIs? Let's understand that. So in JavaScript, we use operations like set timeout, set interval, document dot get element by ID, console dot, even the console dot log. All these parts are not a part of JavaScript, but part of browser. So guys, I'm telling you, browser is like the most powerful thing we have. It gives a lot of superpower to JavaScript. So let me write some of the web APIs here. That is set timeout, console log, document dot, whatever commands we do with that, set interval, and lot of other part. You can search web APIs and you will get a lot of things which you use in JavaScript but that are not actually a part of JavaScript, that are web APIs. Make sure to explore this and to comment below what are the other web APIs you know. Okay, so these are the web APIs and this is the call stack. Okay, so what about event loop? Like, still we don't know what event loop does, right? So we will understand that by understanding a piece of code. Let me write it here. Let's say we will try to understand with a smaller example, and then we will keep moving to the harder ones. So I'm writing like a console log in the starting. I'm sure you know the output of this, but do you know how it works exactly in JavaScript? Let's see. So you can pause the video and guess the output. I'm sure you are correct. So the output is hello and timer. Let's give like 500 milliseconds. Okay, So hello and then timer. You are correct. But how it works, how it goes into the call stack and how it gets printed, we have to understand that to understand event loop eventually. Okay, so console log. So this statement will go into the call stack first. Okay. But now JavaScript don't have console log, like it doesn't know what console means. So it will ask the web APIs. It will ask the web APIs what is console. It will give its console to it. And let's say we have our console here, like the console which is in browser we see. So here hello will get printed. Okay, now it comes to the second line, that is set timeout. JavaScript don't know what is set timeout. It will ask the web APIs what is set timeout. Now, like it has to be executed after 500 milliseconds, right? So it will kind of register a timer inside the JavaScript engine. So after 500 milliseconds, it has to execute, right? So it will register it for now and move to the next line. JavaScript program waits for none, right? Like it will never wait. So it says 500 milliseconds, it won't wait, right? It will just register, move to next line. Now we are on the next line. Again console log, this will ask the web APIs about the console. Again this program will be executed. So after we are consoling, right, it will move out of the call stack. Like these are gone, call stack is empty now. So now what about the register 500 milliseconds? How will this piece of code will go into the call stack? We have to understand that. So the speed, so we have something called let me write it here. We have something called task queue and we have something called MicroTask queue. So what are task queue and MicroTask queue? We will understand this. So see, now what happened here is it registered the timer. And it went in the next line, that is console log end, right? So till then, like after 500 milliseconds is over, this timer is passed into the task queue. Like whatever is the console of it, let's say timer is the console of it, right? So it will come here. Like the set timeout whole function, it will whatever it's executing, it will come here like timer. So it will wait for the call stack to become empty. So for now we just have like end here. What if we have 100 more consoles, right? After end we have console log dot like 100 times. So after, so let's say let's say 50 consoles are printed and 500 milliseconds are over. Okay, 50 more consoles are there. So until then, what will happen to this? It won't print in between, right? If the JavaScript code is executing, it will keep executing. All 100 consoles will be printed. Then this timer console will print. But until then, the timer console will be into task queue. Okay, now the question is, how will this task queue know that the call stack is empty? Yeah, here comes our main part, event loop. Let's say we have an event loop here. This event loop will keep checking if the call stack is empty. As soon as the call stack is empty, it will tell the task queue, do you have something inside you? Like, is the timer there? So then it will just push this console into it, and finally we will print timer. So this is how the flow goes. I hope you understood like what is the main purpose of task queue and event loop and call stack. So they all are connected to each other. So event loop, what it does is it checks if the call stack is empty or not. If it is empty, it will go to the task queue. Whatever things are there into the task queue, it will get executed by one. But what about MicroTask queue? Like, what is that? What happens in that? We will discuss that with one of the example. Let me clear this mess first. Understand about MicroTask queue, and yeah, I will create the diagram again if you are wondering. I have removed everything. So again, we will go through the same process again. We will create a JavaScript engine. Inside that, we will create a call stack. We have some web APIs here. And for now, in web APIs, I'm just writing console log set timeout. Okay, and you can research more about web APIs and comment below. Remember? Okay. So let's say we are on the first line of this code, console.log start. Okay, so JavaScript don't know what is console. It will go to the web APIs. It will go to web APIs. It will see what is console. It will console here. Okay, so we have our console here. Let's say not that good at drawing. Okay, we have our console here. So here it will print start. Now we come to the second line, that is set timeout. So again it will go to the web APIs. It will go to set timeout. For now it's 0 seconds. This is really a famous interview question. Watch the video full, I'm telling you. So it will still register the callback. Like, it will still register this callback inside the JavaScript engine. So yes, so it's registering the callback here. Let's say a timer. I know it's 0 seconds, but yeah, its task is to register, so it will register. Now comes promise.resolve. So again, this will also come inside some area of it. Like, it won't execute just like that as it is promise.resolve. It will still come until the value gets resolved. So we are registering a promise here. Okay. Now it comes to console.log, and it will go to the web APIs, go to the console. Console will come into the call stack, and will get printed. These consoles are like not in the call stack, it's executed. Now with registering, like let's say 0 seconds are over. So it goes into the task queue, as I already told in the previous example, right? Let me just create the task queue. Here is the task queue. And here is the MicroTask queue. Okay. I'll just write it. Task queue and MicroTask queue. Okay, so what will happen? So all the callbacks which are of promises, that will be into the MicroTask queue. Yeah, so these are it. Some of the more things are also goes into MicroTask queue. Do research about MicroTask queue and comment below. But one thing is promises. So like let's say console.log value, that is like inside promise, right? The console of promises, inside promise, it will get registered here, let's say. And in the task queue, set timeout part will come inside the task queue. So inside set timeout, it will go into the task queue. So what will get printed, like who will go into the call stack first? A really famous interview question, I'm stressing this again. So MicroTask queue has more preference than task queue, so of course inside promises will go first. So it will go here, it will console this inside promises and it will get removed. So in the console we have inside promise first, and then we have inside timer. I hope you understood about MicroTask queues now. All the things related to the promises goes into the MicroTask queue. Set timeout, set interval goes into the task queue. Even document dot wala all the commands, it goes into the task queue. But you have to research two things: what are the other web APIs, and what are the MicroTask queue, like what more things can go into the MicroTask queue. Do research about this and comment below. Let me know if you have any questions in these two examples. You can comment below. Third question, and I'm telling you, if you understood this question, you literally don't have to see any other video on event loop or task queue or MicroTask queue. So make sure to watch the third question very, very seriously. Okay, so again, the first line is console.log. So in the call stack, it will go to the web APIs. So it will go to the web APIs. It will just take the console and our first line will get executed, console.log, and start will get printed here in the console. Now second is the set timeout. So inside the set timeout there is a console, and inside set timeout there is a promise. How does it work? But let's just simplify it and go line by line. In the second line we see set timeout, right? We will just register it, like we will just register the callback. Like for now, don't worry what is inside set timeout, just register it. As it doesn't has anything, it means no timer is there, it will just go into the task queue. So here the set timeout is registered, like now set timeout is inside the task queue with whatever callback it has. So this part is inside the task queue. Okay, now in the next part, so I'm telling you to just simplify. See the first part. What is first? Promise. So promise, where does the promise go? It goes to the MicroTask queue, right? So it will just like first it registers, resolve, and then go to the MicroTask queue. I'm putting it here. Promise dot resolve. Whatever is inside it, like we don't care what is inside the callback for now. Okay. So now we go to down, like so that's it, right? This and is there no so that's it, like we have printed start. Now we have to think what is priority, task queue or MicroTask queue. We know, right? MicroTask queue. So in MicroTask queue now we will see, if we see this is just a console, so it means the event loop will check if call stack is empty, then it will go to the MicroTask queue and it will see if anything is there. So this console will get printed, that is promise 1. So inside this callback there is one console, right? It will go to the call stack, and here we will print promise 1. Okay, now we have a set timeout inside a promise, but it's still a set timeout. Where does set timeout go? It registers in the task queue, right? So inside this, after this operation, so it is in line, right, in task queue and MicroTask queue also. If the code keep coming, it's in particular order it gets executed. So after this set timeout, this is the set timeout of the promise. I am just writing it here so we remember it. So this set timeout we have registered. Okay, timer 3 we have registered it. So all the MicroTask queue are finished, like this is executed, right? Console.log we executed and we registered this. Now in the MicroTask queue is empty. Now we come to task queue. So in task queue, the first part is set timeout. This one, the above set timeout, of course. So we have a console here. It will get executed as the call stack is empty. Remember what event loop does, right? So event loop is keep checking that if the call stack is empty or not. So if the call stack is empty, it goes to the MicroTask queue. If there is nothing in MicroTask queue, it comes to the task queue. So now it is in the task queue and we are at this particular section. Okay, so it comes to the console log. So this will get executed. It will go into the call stack, the console log. It goes to the web APIs and it is consoled. And I hope you remember that web APIs process. So timeout 1 is consoled. Then it again gets a promise. It is inside set timeout, but it is still a promise, and I hope you remember where does promise get executed, like in which section, task queue or MicroTask queue. I believe you must be right. It's executed in MicroTask queue. So now we have a promise.resolve this part inside MicroTask queue. Okay, so so this is done, right? Now we have a promise inside MicroTask queue and we have a set timeout inside task queue. What will get executed? Of course, MicroTask queue, right? So in this promise, this will get consoled, right? It will go to the call stack, go to the web APIs, get consoled. So next will be promise inside timeout 1. Okay, now we have nothing inside MicroTask queue. So event loop is checking that is there inside MicroTask queue? No. So let me go to the task queue. Now inside the task queue, set timeout. This section is there. Set timeout. Inside it, what is written? Timeout 3. So this will get consoled. I hope you understood this example. If you understood this example, I'm sure in any interview you will be able to explain event loop to the interviewer. You can share your screen, open any board and draw the diagram and explain it. I'm telling you, this leaves a really good impression to the interviewer. If you have any question in any of the three part we discussed, let me know in the comment section. So I have given you 2 tasks. Search more about web APIs, like whatever functions you use in JavaScript, but they are actually a part of browser. So do research about it. Also the second part is MicroTask queue. Like I told you that promise goes inside MicroTask queue, but why it goes to MicroTask queue? Why it doesn't go to task queue? So question this to yourself, do research about it. See you in the next video.